Have you ever walked into a room and felt like all eyes were on you, but in a good way? Or perhaps you've been on the other side, captivated by someone and not quite sure why? What if I told you that these moments of magnetic attraction aren't just coincidences or luck? Believe it or not, they're grounded in psychological principles that anyone can learn and apply. Today, we're going to explore 9 powerful psychological tricks to boost your attractiveness. And stick around, because one of these tricks is something you're probably overlooking, yet it could make all the difference in your relationships. Hey everyone, welcome back to Practical Pursuits HQ, your ultimate destination for practical wisdom, self-improvement, and so much more. If you're joining us for the first time, make sure to click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on actionable tips that can transform your life. I'm John, your guide on this journey to a better you. And today we've got something special. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of attraction psychology. Before we dive into the specific tricks that can skyrocket your attractiveness, it's crucial to understand the foundational psychology that governs attraction itself. You see, attraction isn't a simple one-dimensional force. It's a complex interplay of various factors like physical appearance, emotional connection, and even societal influences. One core theory is the triangular theory of love, developed by psychologist Robert Sternberg. This theory breaks down love into 3 key components: intimacy, passion, and commitment. When you're attracted to someone, it's often a mix of these elements, each contributing to the overall magnetic pull you feel. Another theory you might find intriguing is the halo effect. This cognitive bias leads us to make generalized assumptions about someone based on our impression of one aspect of their personality or appearance. Ever heard the saying, "First impressions last"? That's the halo effect in action. Understanding these psychological principles doesn't just make for good dinner party conversation, it can supercharge the effectiveness of the tips we're about to discuss. When you understand the why behind attraction, the how becomes much more impactful. So as we proceed, keep these psychological underpinnings in mind, and you'll find that applying the upcoming tricks becomes a lot more intuitive and effective. Now that we've laid down the psychological foundations of attraction, let's dive into our first trick: leveraging the halo effect. The halo effect is a cognitive bias where our overall impression of a person influences how we feel and think about their character. Essentially, our evaluation of one aspect of that person can transfer onto our evaluation of the person as a whole. Sounds unfair, right? But it's a psychological shortcut we all take. For example, if you meet someone who's well-dressed, you're more likely to perceive them as successful or competent, even though clothing is not a reliable indicator of either quality. This is where attractiveness comes into play. A positive first impression can set the stage for the halo effect to work in your favor, making you appear more attractive, intelligent, and trustworthy. So how can you use the halo effect to your advantage? Focus on making a stellar first impression. Whether it's a date, a job interview, or a casual meeting, go the extra mile in presenting yourself. Dress well, be punctual, and most importantly, smile. A genuine smile can be a powerful tool in establishing a positive initial perception, which then triggers the halo effect, making subsequent interactions more favorable for you. Moving on to our next psychological trick, the principle of reciprocity. This is a fundamental aspect of human behavior that plays a significant role in attraction. The idea is simple but powerful. When someone does something nice for you, you naturally want to do something nice in return. It creates a cycle of goodwill and positive feelings, which can significantly boost attractiveness. Have you ever noticed how a simple act of kindness can make someone instantly more appealing? That's reciprocity at work. It's not just about physical or intellectual attraction. Sometimes, it's the emotional bonds formed through mutual kindness that really make a difference. So how can you use reciprocity to elevate your attractiveness? Start with subtle gestures. Compliments are a great way to initiate this cycle. But remember, the key is to be genuine. Complimenting just for the sake of it can often be detected, and it defeats the purpose. If you notice something truly admirable about the person, voice it. Another way is through small favors. Hold the door open, offer to pick up a coffee, or share useful advice. These acts may seem trivial, but they plant the seeds for reciprocal feelings, making you a more attractive person in the eyes of others. Next on our list is a psychological phenomenon that you might have unconsciously experienced but never put a name to: mirroring. This is the act of subtly copying the behaviors, gestures, or speech patterns of someone you're interacting with. Now, this isn't about mimicking or making fun of someone. It's about syncing up with them to create a sense of rapport and connection. So, why does mirroring work? It's rooted in our social nature as humans. We are more inclined to like and trust people who are similar to us, and mirroring accelerates that feeling of similarity and closeness. Think of it as a shortcut to building rapport, which in turn can significantly enhance your attractiveness. Now, how can you practice mirroring in your daily interactions to build attraction? First, start with verbal mirroring. Listen attentively to how the other person speaks, their tone, pace, and even the words they use. Then, subtly reflect these back in your own speech. If they're speaking softly and slowly, adapt your tone to match. If they use a particular phrase frequently, incorporate it into your conversation. Next, move on to nonverbal cues. If the person leans in while talking, lean in too. If they use hand gestures for emphasis, do the same. But remember, the key is subtlety. You don't want to make it so obvious that it becomes uncomfortable or weird. By practicing these simple exercises, you can master the art of mirroring and make it a natural part of your interaction toolkit, elevating your attractiveness in both casual and significant encounters. Stepping into our next psychological trick, let's talk about two intertwined concepts: mystery and the scarcity principle. Have you ever noticed how something becomes infinitely more appealing when it's scarce or shrouded in mystery? This is because scarcity creates a sense of urgency, and mystery adds an element of intrigue, both of which make you more attractive. Scarcity is a fundamental economic principle that also applies to human interactions. When something is rare, we perceive it as more valuable. Similarly, when someone is a mystery, our natural curiosity kicks in. We want to know more, to uncover the layers, and that process of discovery can be incredibly alluring. So, how can you maintain a sense of mystery without appearing distant or uninterested? The key lies in balance. You don't have to be an open book right away, but you also don't want to be so enigmatic that you seem aloof. Share enough to build a connection, but leave some details for later discovery. For example, if you're talking about your interests, mention a hobby, but don't delve into every aspect of it. Leave room for questions, for the other person to probe and learn more about you. Another tactic is to be selectively unavailable. Being too eager or always available can sometimes work against you. It's okay to take time for yourself, to have other plans or commitments. This not only maintains your own well-being, but also adds a layer of scarcity that can heighten your attractiveness. If you're finding these psychological insights into attraction fascinating, do us a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Your support helps us create more content that empowers your practical pursuits and relationships and beyond. Let's move on to another powerful element of attraction that's often underestimated: the role of physical touch and closeness. Touch is one of our primary senses, and it plays a crucial role in forming and strengthening bonds. Whether it's a warm handshake, a friendly hug, or a pat on the back, these simple gestures can evoke a sense of closeness and comfort. So why does touch matter so much in attraction? It's because touch can trigger the release of oxytocin, often referred to as the love hormone or cuddle hormone. This hormone fosters feelings of trust, connection, and emotional intimacy, effectively acting as a natural catalyst for attraction. Now, initiating touch can be a sensitive subject, so it's crucial to be respectful and attuned to the other person's comfort levels. Start small and non-intrusive. A light touch on the arm or shoulder during a conversation can be a good beginning. Observe their reaction carefully. If they seem comfortable or reciprocate, it's likely a green light to continue. If they pull away or show signs of discomfort, it's essential to respect their boundaries and give them space. Another effective but subtle way to initiate touch is through activities that naturally involve closeness or physical contact. Think of a casual walk, a cooking date, or even a board game night. These settings provide organic opportunities for touch without making it the focal point, allowing you to gauge comfort levels more naturally. As we navigate through the intricacies of attraction, let's not overlook a universally cherished quality: humor. Who doesn't love a good laugh, right? But have you ever considered why humor plays such a crucial role in attraction? It's not just about lightening the mood or making conversations enjoyable. Humor has deep psychological roots that make it a key factor in building attractiveness. For starters, humor is a sign of intelligence and creativity, qualities that many find appealing. It also serves as a social lubricant, easing tension and breaking down barriers between people. When you share a laugh with someone, it's as if you're speaking a universal language that transcends differences, creating a sense of unity and closeness. So, how can you naturally integrate humor into your conversations without forcing it or sounding like a stand-up comedian? First, be observant. Pick up on shared experiences or funny observations that can serve as humor triggers. For instance, if you're both stuck in a long queue, a light joke about the wait can be an excellent icebreaker. Another approach is to be playful and lighthearted, without crossing boundaries. A friendly tease or a playful challenge can inject fun into the interaction, making you more attractive in the eyes of the other person. But remember, the key is to be sensitive to the other person's reactions. Humor is subjective, and what's funny to one person may not be to another. So, gauge their response and adjust accordingly. As we delve deeper into the art of attraction, it's important to note that initial sparks and chemistry can only take you so far. For long-term attraction, you'll need something more foundational: shared interests and values. While the initial stages of attraction may revolve around physical appeal or emotional connection, the longevity of any relationship often hinges on deeper commonalities. Why is this so critical? Shared values and interests act as a glue that holds relationships together. They offer common ground, a shared language that makes your interactions meaningful. Think about it. Having someone who understands your passion for a hobby or resonates with your life goals can create a level of connection that surface-level attraction can't compete with. Now, how can you discover and discuss shared interests without making it seem like a job interview? The key is to let it happen organically. Instead of directly asking, "What are your hobbies?" or "What do you believe in?" try to steer the conversation in a way that these topics naturally come up. Share stories or experiences that hint at your interests and values and invite the other person to do the same. For instance, if you love hiking, you might mention a recent trip to the mountains and see if it piques their interest. Or if you're passionate about social causes, share an anecdote or a book that influenced you and observe their reaction. This creates an avenue for them to share, and you can easily gauge if there are common interests or values that can be the bedrock of a deeper attraction. As we reach the final point on our journey through the psychology of attraction, let's touch on a topic that many often shy away from, but is incredibly powerful: emotional vulnerability. The ability to be emotionally open might seem counterintuitive when talking about attraction. After all, aren't we supposed to put our best foot forward? Yet, vulnerability is the very thing that can deepen attraction and create a lasting emotional connection. Why is this? Vulnerability allows for emotional intimacy to blossom. It provides a safe space where both parties can be their authentic selves, free from judgment or pretense. When you're vulnerable, you show trust in the other person, and that trust is often reciprocated, forming a cycle that deepens emotional attachment and attraction. Now, opening up emotionally can be daunting. So how do you do it in a way that's genuine yet attractive? First and foremost, start small. You don't have to lay all your cards on the table at once. Share a personal story, perhaps a challenge you've overcome or a lesson you've learned, and invite them to share their own experiences. Next, be mindful of the timing and setting. Vulnerability is best received in a comfortable private setting where both parties can focus on the conversation. And remember, vulnerability is a two-way street. Be prepared to listen and offer emotional support when the other person opens up. Lastly, always be authentic. Authenticity shines through and is often more attractive than any facade. By being genuinely yourself, you attract people who appreciate you for who you are, creating a solid foundation for any form of relationship, be it friendship or love. So, we've just unpacked some powerful psychological tricks to help you master the art of attraction. From understanding the underlying psychology, leveraging the halo effect, and employing the principle of reciprocity, to the subtleties of mirroring, the allure of mystery and scarcity, the power of touch, and the roles of humor as well as shared values and emotional vulnerability. Remember, while these tricks are grounded in psychological research, it's crucial to approach them with ethical considerations. Use them responsibly to genuinely connect with people, not to manipulate or deceive. If you found value in today's discussion, please go ahead and smash that like button. Your support means the world to us and helps us bring you more content like this. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below and share this video with anyone who could benefit from these insights. Hungry for more? We've got a treasure trove of videos and playlists on practical wisdom, self-improvement, and other enriching topics. So make sure to check those out to continue your journey of self-discovery and improvement. Thank you for spending time with us today. Your quest for a more attractive, fulfilling life just took a giant leap, and we're thrilled to be part of your journey. Thanks for watching. Take care.